Oh yes, award season is finally here, and I was looking at some of the nominations for Best Picture along with other things that have been nominated this year for the Oscars. And there's one movie that's particularly standing out from the rest. I'm sure you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but today I'm going to be talking about my beef with the Academy, if they hold any kind of prestige at this point. I know over time, these award shows have really lost their charm, have really become politically based, a lot of snubs, a lot of decisions I don't agree with. It's just really become a mockery, honestly, of the art, and obviously these things can't be taken too seriously nowadays, but regardless, I'm still going to rant about it. I think that this particular movie I'm going to be talking about has no business being alongside any of the other nominees. It shouldn't have been nominated for anything, yet it's the most nominated movie at the Oscars this year. And that is, of course, Emilia Perez. Now, I'm going to be breaking down what the movie's about, what I didn't like about it, and most importantly, why I think it should not have been nominated, let alone for Best Picture, and all the movies that I think should have been up there instead. Before I get into all that, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with the latest videos. Just like this, all the support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so to start off my beef, let's talk about the different nominations that this movie has gotten, which is a whopping 13. I can't even believe it, honestly. I can't even believe this has won any awards, and it sweep the Golden Globes. I just don't get it. But some of the things that it's been nominated for are Best International Feature Film, Best Achievement in Makeup and Hairstyling, Best Achievement in Music Written for Motion Picture, absolutely not, Best Achievement in Music Written for Motion Picture Original Song, Best Achievement in Music Written for Motion Picture Original Song again. So they have two, if I'm not mistaken, they have two in the same category. Best Sound, Best Achievement in Directing, Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role, which is the main character, Carla Sofia Gascon, and Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role, with Zoe Saldana, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Achievement in Cinematography, Best Achievement in Film Editing, and finally, Best Picture. Best Motion Picture of the Year. I cannot believe that half of these are even here, let alone a Best Picture nomination. I keep saying that, but it's ridiculous. It's crazy. So, what is the movie about? Well, the movie follows a gangster that decides to transition into a woman with the help of a lawyer played by Zoe Saldana. The movie is a mix of musical and drama for the most part, if you even want to call it a musical. So, I'm going to go through some of the things that I personally didn't like about the movie. I'm not going to spoil anything. These are just critiques. I will be going more in depth on this movie in another video, but this one's primarily focusing on why I just think that it shouldn't even have been nominated for anything. So some of the problems that I have with it is the singing. They really don't sound great. Some of the side characters singing, especially the doctors, are terrible. I mean, I don't sing at all. I could have sang better. So to even call it a musical, it's the same thing with the Joker 2 effect, where they're not really that great, especially Joaquin Phoenix in that movie. In this movie, none of them are really that great singers. I think that Zoe Saldana does okay, and then the other lead character that plays Emilia Perez, Carla Sofia Gascon, she is not that great either. I really didn't hear anything that was impressive. Nobody sings very well. Maybe that's the point of it. I don't know. And another thing, they don't never really commit to being a musical. They are just sort of talking, singing throughout. They're very quiet in their singing. It's never a big musical effect, if that makes sense. They never commit to the song. It's like they're lazily, just like they're tiptoeing around it being a musical. And again, that's a style to go with. I'm not saying you have to be singing in the rain or something. I'm not saying you have to be an actual musical like Wicked or something, but if you're going to go with that route, I feel like you kind of got to commit. And in this movie, they barely commit. There's not many set pieces. There's some moments where there's some side characters that are dancing and stuff alongside the main character singing, but really nothing that crazy, nothing that really sets it apart from anything else, and it just is really bland, and the actual songs themselves are terrible. I really think that the lyrics are bad and awful, and keep in mind, I'm just gonna jump in here real fast and say that I was not going into this trying to hate on it. I'm not trying to hate on it just to hate on it. I genuinely believe that this is a weak movie on so many levels, and I again, back to the lyrics. Lyrics are bad, they're weak. Singing, again, is not great. Selena Gomez, which is a singer and an actress, and she in the movie is very stiff. Her Spanish is not that great. I don't know why they didn't cast someone else. No hate against Selena Gomez. In this movie, I just don't know why she was in it. The story doesn't really make much sense. They want to push this narrative about being trans. They want to make it this thing that you're supposed to be rooting for Emilia Perez. You're supposed to be putting this person up and just lifting them up, you know, like, oh, they're this great character, but she's not a good character. She does things that are pretty evil, honestly, and I don't want to go into them. And besides, she was a gangster. So what the movie's basically trying to say is that, oh, you can transition and that means you're a good person now all of a sudden. That's not how it works. They want to make this ruthless gangster that has millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. Who knows the kind of diabolical things they've done? Who knows how many people they've killed, tortured, slaughtered, etc., as a man. And then, oh, they transition and now she's this righteous pinnacle of she's a saint. She's basically a saint now. Everybody looks up to her. She has her own organization doing good things, basically charity. It's crazy to me. And the stuff that she's doing in her real life is not good. It should not be applauded. It should not be put on a pedestal. This person should not be revered. It's just not a good character. And it's kind of messed up what they do. It's kind of like Mrs. Doubtfire without the charm or the humor. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but, you know, that's it. But for those reasons, those are my criticisms of the movie real fast. I don't get it. I don't understand the praise. And when I'm looking at these nominations and I'm seeing music written in a motion picture for original song, for original score, 2 original songs, they're trash. The songs are trash. They're not memorable. They're not good. They're not catchy. They don't get stuck in your head. They didn't give me chills or anything. You want to see an actual musical? Like, by every sense of the word, watch Wicked. That's a musical. That should win a musical. This movie shouldn't even be considered a musical. That's how bad the songs are. But I don't know, you know, that maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just expecting too much. I don't know, but all those sound nominations should be thrown out the window. I didn't see anything impressive whatsoever. If you want to talk about the cinematography, best cinematography, I definitely not. There's maybe a couple of scenes that have interesting ideas with the camera angles. They try some unique things, but that's it. I can't say the cinematography really blew me away. There's a lot of much better looking movies in this category that actually look stunning and beautiful and well crafted and put together, and this is not one of them. It's very just bland camera angles, nothing that crazy, and they really try to go artsy with it in some moments, and it's just not good. Honestly, it's passable at best, but to be nominated for that is crazy. Best achievement in directing, I'm sorry, Jax Adidard, however you say his name, no, you didn't. The direction is bad in this movie, and you can tell by the actors, how they're acting, how everything's put together. It's a bad direction altogether. I really can't believe some of these nominations. And then you want to talk about the actors themselves. Like I said, Zoe Saldana and Carla Sofia Gascon, both of them are not even close to being good enough to be nominated for an award. Are they bad? I wouldn't say they're bad. They're okay. They're not bad actors. I give them both props. Zoe Saldana has been in a lot of things, and she's a great actress, and this Carla person, both of them are okay in the movie. They're not bad. They do what they're supposed to do, but in no means do either of them have a breakout performance. In no means should they be nominated over a lot of different other performances this year. And we have stuff like Naomi Scott in Smile 2, and because it's a horror movie, no one's ever gonna give that the light of day, but she's amazing in that actress. And the people in Heretic, also another horror movie, they're also great. A lot of people were saying Margaret Qualley in The Substance, also good. You know, to have these two in here taking up spots is just bad. And then finally, and also this same goes with film editing. It's same thing with cinematography. Nothing close to being good enough, honestly. But going on to Best Picture, which is, again, I'm absolutely dumbfounded. To me, a Best Picture nomination means that the movie is memorable. It's a quality movie. It delivers on all fronts. It's not just there to push a political agenda, and I'm tired of all this politics coming into play, and oh, the first this, the first trans, the first black, this and that. Okay, that's all great, but if it's not deserved, they love to push this stuff in there, and I have no problem with that. If the movie was genuinely good and it happened to have a trans person in it, great, then they deserve the award and stuff. But this is subpar, and I'm truthfully, there's got to be plenty of other movies that tackle this subject matter if that's what they want to push better than this movie does, if anything. You know, I'm not even hating on that. I'm just saying this is just a political move on their part. It has to be. I mean, I can't fathom why they actually looked in this movie and thought, yeah, that's up to par with the other movies. It's not even close, truthfully. But that's what I think when I think of a Best Picture nomination. I'm expecting those things, and this is none of them. This is not memorable. This is not a quality movie. It delivers on maybe one or two things, and by one or two things, I mean literally one or two scenes are pretty good, I guess. And the movie's entertaining enough, but nothing that holds any merit whatsoever. So I'm tired of this political push from the Academy. Terrible decision, and that's why nobody takes it seriously. This is a joke. It's an absolute joke. So, you know, coming back around here, I'm gonna kind of go through some movies that I think should have been in the Best Picture category over this one, because again, this one stole a spot from several much better movies. But first off, we have Sing Sing. I'm actually pretty surprised that this one wasn't in there. It's probably one of the more human movies of the year. Last year, I thought it was really good and great performances and stuff like that. So I'm surprised that that's a much better movie than this one. Challengers, I saw that mentioned a lot. That super sleek, memorable movie from last year. Definitely one of the more unique ones. Some really good performances. That's a much better movie than this. And the music is actually really good. The soundtrack and stuff, again, a lot more memorable than this one. Civil War, the A24 movie. I really liked that movie. I thought it had beautiful cinematography, really good direction, really unique idea. I didn't like the end so much, but the movie is excellent. So that should have been up there easily as a Best Picture maybe over this one. Heretic, it's a horror movie, but again, I thought the performances and the dialogue are some of the best that's written from last year. Again, much better. A Real Pain, the Jesse Eisenberg directed movie with Kieran Culkin. Very, very subtle, great movie. It had a nice peaceful vibe to it. That movie was better than this one. And even Nosferatu, something like that, like a more period piece, a thriller horror period piece like that by Roger Eggers. That movie's better than this one in many different ways. And above all, I mean, even looking at the Golden Globes, Wicked, this movie winning over Wicked in the musical / comedy category is obscene. I can't even fathom that, honestly. Like, Wicked, an actual musical with incredible singers and incredible sets and cinematography, and literally you could tell they put their heart and soul into that. And I wasn't even expecting much in that movie, but I thought it was really good. One of the best of the year last year. And you're actually going to sit here with a straight face and tell me that this lackluster musical with zero memorable songs, let alone zero good songs, won in the musical category and over the substance as well? That's I mean, nobody's going to take you guys seriously. But anyways, that's my rant. Let me know what you think of Emilia Perez. Do you like it? Do you disagree with me? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. And let me know who you think is going to win Best Picture nomination. I'd love to hear it. Thank you very much for watching, and hit that subscribe button if you like this video.